Hey guys, Stamina here, and I'm back with my second pick'ems for this major. We're doing the Legends stage. We barely made it through the Challenger stage here. Some pretty crazy outcomes. Fours actually being taken down by Imperial. That one was pretty surprising for me. And then Astralis being taken down by Liquid, which, I mean, it kind of helped my cause, but still. I did put ENCE as the 3-0, and I don't regret it. I think they could have definitely gone 3-0. But this is the second year in a row that I passed on G2 going 3-0, so I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't take G2. There's always two teams, so... Anyways, this is what we had for the Challenger stage. So moving into the Legend stage, this is going to be a barn burner. I don't know what is going to happen. The only team that I can think of to go 0-3 in this stage is Imperial, and I don't even think they'll go 0-3. Like, I don't truly believe it. So I'm going to go back to the website that I used prior in my last video to kind of break down matchups and how I think it'll play out. I think that's the only way to really make this make sense for me. All right, so getting into round one, we've got Heroic Liquid, Copenhagen Flames, B&E, Big and Imperial, Cloud9 Outsiders, Furia Spirit, FaZe ENCE, NiP Vitality, Na'Vi G2. Okay, so starting with this first matchup here, I'm already super curious as to how this would go. I think Heroic's map pool will bail them out of this and basically force Liquid into a map that they're not that comfortable with. Heroic's quite good at Ancient actually, but I can't see Heroic allowing Ancient to be in a BO1, so I think this will come down to like Inferno or even like Vertigo maybe. And I think Heroic is going to take it on either of those two maps. So I'm going to go with Heroic, locked in there. Between Copenhagen Flames and B&E, this is an interesting one because when you're thinking about all the teams that B&E could beat, even though Copenhagen Flames is like a great team, you still don't quite put them on the level of like Cloud9, FaZe, you know, Heroic. They're still like, they're there with like ENCE, you know, where they're a tough team to beat, but maybe not like one of the top 5 or whatever. So for this matchup, I'm just going to go with Copenhagen Flames for a couple of reasons. One, they are way better on land than they are online. And two, if you look at the maps that B&E loves to play, Copenhagen Flames also is fine on those maps. It can't really go to Ancient and be a benefit for Bad News Eagles. It can't really go to Vertigo and be a benefit for Bad News Eagles. Actually pulling up Copenhagen Flames map pool here in recent months, you're going to see that Ancient is one of their better maps actually, right? And that Vertigo is also like a relatively good map for them. Not amazing, but pretty good. These are their weak spots, Inferno or Dust 2. And I mean, you would assume that they're going to ban these two. But they operate off of a 7-map pool, and that's something that's going to work in their advantage going up against B&E. I mean, we could even see Nuke going through as the map. B&E seems to enjoy that map a bit. They're pretty comfortable on it, but they don't look great on it. So, yeah, I'm not really sure where B&E can go to win this matchup in a BO1. If they somehow can squeak out Dust 2, I think that would be like major oversight by Copenhagen Flames. So I don't think it's possible. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with that by Copenhagen Flames taking that game. So moving on to the next game, we have Big and Imperial. Okay, so this one's kind of tough. I'm going to show you guys these guys' map pools and just kind of explain why I think this will go the way of Big. So at the moment, Big really struggles on Overpass, and they really struggle on Ancient. Those are really not anything of surprise, but they're really good at Dust 2, which is a map that Imperial would probably be okay with playing. They're really good at Nuke, and they're quite good at Mirage. So in contrast, looking at Imperial, their best maps are Overpass, Inferno, and Mirage. Knowing that, we know that Overpass is going to be taken out because Big's struggling on it, right? Inferno is their second best map. I mean, looking back at this map pool of Big here, they don't even play Inferno. That's their perma, right? So, boom, instantly, their two best maps for Imperial are gone. That leaves you with Mirage and Dust 2 as your next best maps, and then Nuke floating in there. If I'm Imperial, I'm getting rid of Nuke. Or sorry, if I'm Big, I'm getting rid of Nuke, probably Inferno, and Ancient, right? Imperial is going to be pretty much left with either wanting to play Dust 2 or Mirage, which we've all seen Big on Mirage in recent time. They had that crazy game against FaZe here where Tabson went absolutely bonkers and carried them through. But I don't know. I have to favor Big in this scenario. I think Big's going to come to this major super prepared. The map pool works for them. So we're going to go with Big here. Okay. Cloud9 Outsiders. I'm not even going to get into my in-depth analysis. Outsiders could win any game they play here, but I'm going to take Cloud9. Cloud9 is the better team. They are the favorite. They should win. If Cloud9 doesn't win this, we might not be seeing Cloud9 qualify. I mean, that would be pretty bad. Like, this is actually a huge game for them because they drop down 0-1 with this pool of teams. It could be really, really hard, but I'm going to put Cloud9 to win this. Going on Spirit and Furia, I'm going to take Furia. I think Furia is a much better team. Spirit did impress in the last stage, but I really think Furia is the better team. Then we have FaZe and ENCE. And this is something where ENCE has been warmed up at this event. They've played in the studio environment for a few days now. They got some of those jitters out. Between the two stages, players are not going to feel pressure between challengers and legends, in my opinion. I don't really think that's going to exist. I think both of these two teams are going to make playoffs, but FaZe has been boot camping, for the last couple weeks, and ENCE has been playing matches. FaZe has a lot more to go off of on tape, but ENCE is more warmed up. I mean, it's just so hard. This is literally the biggest 50-50 matchup that we have here, in my opinion. But I'm going to take FaZe in this matchup. I just think that Kerrigan's going to come locked in. He wants this major. They are one of the favorites, probably the favorite, so I'm going to take FaZe. Going to Nip and Vitality, this one's pretty tough as well. Nip coming off like a boot camp, adding Brolin. I mean, he's probably going to get figured out into the team a little bit, but Vitality blew me away in the last stage, actually. I did not expect them to be that good, and I don't think Esatag can really match up well against ZywOo, unfortunately. Maybe if it was like another team where their opera isn't like a top opera, it'd be different, but ZywOo's probably the second best opera in the world, so I mean, we're going to have to go with Vitality on this one. Lastly, Na'Vi G2. I have one reason why I'm not going to pick Na'Vi. One, these guys historically are horrible at the opening match at majors. I'm telling you, they will lose that first game so often, and they actually play quite early. I think they're the second round of games. Yeah, okay, they're like third round of games, but it's still quite early. I just don't know. I'm going to stick with G2 here. And a BO1, G2 looks so good. I'm going to take G2. There's also obviously controversy around Na'Vi, rumors of roster changes after the major, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously they have the horrific events happening in Ukraine. That's probably dawning on their mental as well. I don't like using that as like a reasoning because I don't even want to think about it. I hope they're not thinking about it, but I really do have to favor G2 in a BO1. I think Navi's the better team, has a better chance at a deeper run, but I think I'll take G2 in the BO1. So this brings me to round 2. Okay, in round 2, I'm going to go through these a lot quicker. I'm not going to use as deep analysis. I'm just going to go through and pick who I think are the better teams. So here, I'm going to go with Heroic beating Vitality. Okay, I think Heroic's got the better map pool. I mean, Stowen's been playing incredible. I'm going to take Heroic here. In this matchup between Copenhagen Flames and G2, this one's actually tough. I'm going to go with G2 here. I think they're hot right now. I think they're confident, so I'm going to go with G2. Big FaZe, it's another rematch, but I don't think Kerrigan's going to get trounced like he did last time. I'm going to take FaZe here. And then Cloud9 Furia. This is where I'm going to start to see the demise of Cloud9 a little bit. I think Furia are in really, really good form, so I'm going to take Furia here. Liquid Nip. Call it NA Copium. I'm going with Liquid here. I actually think that Nip has a great potential for the future with Brolin, but the uncertainty around the op role, obviously it's not that uncertain. Esatag is just going to do it, but I just don't think that at this level you can operate like that. If OC has a good game, if OC performs like everybody knows OC can, Esotag can't output that. And Naf and Elysia are in great form. Nitro was playing incredible. So I'm going to go with Liquid here. Navi, B&E. This is going to be Navi for obvious reasons. Ents, Imperial. I'm going to go with Ents. And then Spirit, Outsiders. I'm going to go with Outsiders in this one. Spirit really could win. And I'm even tempted to go with Spirit. But I think Outsiders just has a bit too much skill. I can't see them going 0-3. And if they were to lose this, there's a real world where they could go 0-3. So I'm going to go with Outsiders here. Coming into the next round, this is the hardest, but this sets me up for what I think will end up happening. I think Heroic will beat Furia. It'll be a grimy match. I'm not sure 100% on Heroic, but I think map pool is going to favor them. They've been boot camping. They've got the more experienced players. Obviously, Fury bringing in Safe and Drop, they're just not quite at the level of some of the guys on Heroic. In terms of experience, rather, I'm going to go with Heroic here. I think Fury is going to be a deep run team. Top 8 bare minimum, of course, but I think they could even go top 4. So I'm going to go with Heroic here. FaZe G2, horrible matchup for Pick'ems. I'm literally going to flip a coin. I don't care who wins this. Either way, I have both teams going through. I'm actually going to take Heroic as my 3-0 team, so I'm not going to bother too much with this analysis. I'm just going to go with G2. They like to go 3-0 in these stages. Actually, no, I'm going to go with FaZe. I didn't like the matchup I saw below here, so I'm going to switch it. I'm going to go with FaZe here and just hope that that's what happens. Cloud9 Liquid, I do think Liquid can potentially make a run to the playoffs, but I think it'll be really hard. This game's a deciding factor. If Liquid can win this, they could actually make it. However, I'm going to go with Cloud9 here. I think they're the better team, despite everything going on within their camp. Copenhagen Flames and Outsiders, I'm going to go with Copenhagen Flames here. I think they're actually the better team at the moment. Outsiders has a lot of skill, but I don't think they can just skill their way through this stage. Then we're going to get Ents and Big. This is a fucking crazy matchup, in my opinion. Map pool aligns super well. You could even see Dust 2 in this BO1. I don't think Ents would do that, but you could. I'm going to take Ents here just off of where they're at right now and just off of how they've been performing so far. Navi, Vitality, Simple is better than Zywoo. Every day of the week, we're going to take that matchup there. And then we have Spirit and B&E. Okay, this one's tough. Getting into Spirit and B&E, I'm going to try to see if I can persuade myself to go with B&E, but I don't think it'll be possible. I mean, Spirit played so well in that last stage, almost even beating G2. Crazy comeback. All right, this Patsy kid's been playing out of his mind. Okay, he's been playing extremely, extremely well in the last 3 months, and even in this first stage, he was looking like a force to be reckoned with. His stats don't show it in the... Oh, actually, they do show it in the G2 game. At one point in this game, Patsy was like 4-11, like after the first half or something like that. He went off on second half. His double upping potential is crazy. I think that's really good. Going over to Bad News Eagles. This is their map pool they're working with. They're good at Ancient. They like Vertigo. They're good at Vertigo. They're good at Mirage. Once you get down here, it doesn't look so good for them. Dust 2, they like it, but, they're not that great on it. Inferno, they like it. They're not that great on it. Nuke, they're not great on it. Spirit, on the other hand, they're good at Nuke. All right? They're good at Dust 2. They're really good at Ancient. They're really good at Vertigo. And they're quite good at Over. I mean, I just think Spirit's map pool favors them more. I think they've got some hot firepower at the moment. Bad News Eagles is good, but I think Spirit's going to take this, and I think that's going to lock in who I actually think will go 0-3. Coming into this Nip Imperial game, I don't think Imperial can win this. I'm going to take Nip, but I think Imperial could win any of these games up here, and that's why I said it's so hard to predict. I mean, this opening matchup against Big could change everything in the trajectory here. So I'm not gonna sleep on Imperial again. I think they're the most likely 0-3 team, but I don't want to risk it. They surprised me in the last stage, so I'm not gonna do it to them here. Coming into this next stage, we've got G2 Ents. This is a tough one. I think Ents is probably the better team at the moment. I'm gonna go with Ents to take this game. That's kind of just like a gut feeling one. In this stage, we've got Furia and Na'Vi. I actually think that Furia could qualify right here. This is also like a crazy, crazy game. But I'm going to go with Na'Vi. I just can't bet against Simple. He's just way too good. Going into Cloud9 and Copenhagen Flames, this could be good. This could be a Copenhagen Flames Could be Cloud9. I'm going to take Cloud9 here. I think they'll make it through their stage pretty unscathed and qualify right away. Coming into Vitality and Spirit, I think this will go the way of Vitality. Liquid and Outsiders. This is what gives Liquid a good chance at a run here. I said that if they could beat Cloud9 here, they could have a chance. I think here they're actually better than Outsiders. I'm going to take them. And then we have Big and we have Nip left over here. I think Big is actually going to win this. I think Nip is going to crash out of this stage. Call me crazy. I know that's probably not everybody's mentality on them, but I have more confidence in Big right now. It's just the roll issues within Nip. Don't get me wrong, the riflers are incredible, but I think Big is more poised for a deeper run here. That gets into our final matchups for playoffs. I have G2 over Big. I think G2 is the better team and they should progress. We have Furia, Copenhagen Flames. I'm going to take Furia here at this point. And we have Vitality, Liquid. Oh man, I want to go with the NA HOPIUM. I want to go with the NA HOPIUM. And I think I can get through with some risks. Out of these teams, if I put Heroic at 3-0 and they don't go 3-0, but I get FaZe, Na'Vi, Ents, Cloud9, G2, Fury. I mean, like, in my opinion, there's just so many locks here that I'm able to take a risk. I'm going to take Liquid. I'm going to go with the NA HOPIUM. All right, so that kind of completes my matchups and how I think this will go. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. Hey guys, I actually had to make a quick edit to the video. I was going back through it and I realized that when I came to do this portion, I didn't put Ents in here. Obviously, I have Ents going through. I accidentally put Big to go through. Big could definitely go through. I'm not saying that's not a possibility, but based on the matchups that I showed you guys, I had Ents. So my apologies for that. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a great day.